Hello everyone, this is Sheila Hutchinson. I'm here to present my design history presentation. I chose to do a specific designer and I chose Jonathan Barnbrook. So basically a little bit about him. Born in 1966 in the UK. He attended Royal College of Art in Central St. Martin's, which is where he got his design degrees, and what really kickstarted his career was that final degree from Royal College of Art. He does graphic design, typeface design, motion graphics, activism, and industrial design. He's actually pretty well known for his typeface designs, as you'll see as I continue the presentation. They're kind of humorous, but also amazing. He utilizes advertising to basically get a message across. He tries to include in all his designs the ability to grasp like the social conscience. Um, he's always looking to make designs that have a little bit of a deeper meaning and address political issues. Basically any kind of issues going on in the world, he tries to address them through his work. So some of his biggest influences were his schools. He said that he drew. He came out of there with their style per se. Like they instilled a certain style within him, but he also took that and made his own, which has been his process, as stated here, to find his own culture. He wanted to mix his influences to create his own mark in the design world. Some of his first influences were record covers. He was a huge music lover when he was young, and he really thinks that a record cover ties greatly into the mood of the album, the music you want to find within, makes it more exciting. So here are actually some of his works. The Who, the star at the bottom right, that's actually one of David Bowie's album covers that he designed. And then you see the Hannah Peel, I believe that one is a screenplay album, but I thought it was really cool. He really made it pop. And these are actually some of his fonts that I was referring to. Bastard is one of them. Prozac, sarcastic. So he really, really took his personality and humor and instilled it into some of his work, which I think is pretty awesome. And I mean, it's astounding work. So I mean, when you make work that well, I guess you can do these things. So a little bit more about him. He founded his own studio in 1990, but when he created this album art for David Bowie's album Heathen in 2002, that's what really pushed him into the design spotlight. I kind of see this album with, these historic photos being torn and kind of whited out with different pieces of art that maybe it's David Bowie rewriting his past, or maybe he's taking a new leaf. A lot of the music we know from David Bowie is pretty uplifting, and I think this was him getting a little bit dark, and I really think that Jonathan Barnbrook really brought that out in his art. So just a little bit more context of what was going on then. So Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Lenny Kravitz, all these musicians were receiving a ton of awards in music. The funeral of Queen Elizabeth was held, the Queen Mother. And George Bush was president here in the States, and the war was going on in Iraq. So I don't know if this had any influence over maybe David Bowie's album, and maybe this is why Barnbrook also took kind of a darker turn with his design, wanting to get more, in depth with it and, see behind the music. So this is actually a couple more of his designs here. I just included them throughout. So yeah, if you want to learn more about Jonathan Barnbrook, he actually is pretty cool. I included this link You can go to the Design Museum website and just look him up and it'll pop up also. And I just included a little disclaimer that all the artwork I showed in this presentation is John Barnbrook's, aside from slide number 2, because that was just so I could display his schools. But he's very influential, always pays attention to what's going on in the world socially and tries to put that into his work. And I think he's a great creator, or a great example of how design is more than just art. It goes deeper than that, and you can see that in his interviews and in his work. Thanks.